Recently, the Texas Tribune and the Military Times conducted a survey with the National Guard troops that, of course, have been stationed down at the Texas-Mexico border for months now to get their feelings about the work that they're doing trying to stop what Republicans call the invasion of immigrants coming across that southern border. And there appears to be a general consensus among these National Guard troops that are down there that they hate it. In fact, one of them flat out said, "I hate it here." One of them responded to the survey with 4 middle finger emojis. That was it. That was his response of how he feels about being down there at the southern border. Another one said, "I'm wasting time watching the grass grow at my observation point while my civilian job is dying on the vine. If my job still exists when I return, I will have a giant hole to dig out of." More stories include a husband or a service member whose husband travels for work said that they've now had to pay an extra $2,000 each month for a nanny to watch their kids. Another service member worried about the future of a strained marriage after having to leave his wife and brand new baby behind to go secure the southern border. More responses here, and these are more generic. Let me read these. More than half expressed skepticism or frustration with Operation Lone Star and how senior leaders planned, executed, and communicated about the mission. Nearly 30% vented about the mobilization's length, haste, or involuntary nature in their answers. About 30% said that the most difficult part of Operation Lone Star was the deployment's impact on their civilian lives, including lost wages, disrupted families, and interrupted careers and educations. Almost 3 out of 4 airmen said they wanted better state benefits too. So they're getting crappy benefits. They're losing money back home because their civilian jobs are, they can't do them. And legally, of course, you cannot fire them for having to be deployed with the National Guard. So their jobs should still be there when they get back, assuming the business is still open and that position still exists, because of course there are loopholes to that, whatever, which is terrifying for these people. But they're being deployed, and they know this, as political props. There is no invasion along the southern border. Ask the people who live along the southern border, because they've been saying that for months. There's no invasion. None. They're down here as political tools for the Abbott administration and for the Republican Party as a whole. They want to paint Joe Biden as such a failure that he can't control our borders that we have to send these National Guard troops down there. Well, at least these troops understand why they're there. They hate it, and it sucks for them, and I hate it for them too. But they get it. Because they're the ones, as they say, sitting there just watching the grass grow. Because there is no invasion along the southern border. There is, however, apparently an invasion of brain worms within the Republican Party itself for thinking they can trick everyone in this country into believing something that they can see for themselves isn't actually happening. Thanks for watching, and if you like what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe to our Ring of Fire channel here.